What is up, y'all? Welcome back to another episode of the Talk of the Ring Show. If you don't know who I am, then that means you are not subscribed. And if you are not subscribed, then you're going to be missing so many great episodes. So hit the subscribe button because it ain't cost you nothing. It just takes like 5 seconds, not even 5 seconds, 1 second. Hit the button and that's it. You don't even, it's all. So, guys, it's been a week. I'm tired. I'm just ready for the weekend. So, we're going to hop right into today's episode. Let's give a warm welcome to Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews. Hello. How are
What's
you?
going on? What's going on? What's up, people? Mr. Everything's in the building.
Right? It was so great seeing you at the last XW show. I haven't seen you in forever, it seems like, before that.
I know. And matter of fact, let's give them a backstory of how we met.
So, y'all, obviously, we had the PPW's predictions show yesterday. And that's where I met Mr. Everything, Victor Andrews. And like, he met me when I was a small itty bitty child. And so I was like, AXW was last month. They posted it. I was like, oh my God, I know that man from somewhere. And like, I did my research. I was like, I knew it. I got a picture. And I actually have the picture pulled up, guys. So we gotta see the difference from then and now. Different people, yeah, at least. So that was then. That was itty bitty Harley. It was long. It feels like it was so long ago. So that was
I
then.
know.
We got we got us now. Like such a difference, and it's so crazy.
It
It's so
is
crazy.
crazy. So, like when you walked up, and I just happened to glance at your phone and saw the picture of me, I'm like, where did that picture come from? And you was like,
Yeah,
oh, that's
me
me
too.
when I was little. I'm like, wow,
You were like,
yeah.
is that me? I'm like, yeah, that's you. I just wanted to get like a different picture. No, that's one of my favorite thing about wrestling is like you can see like them grow up, they get to watch you grow up. So it's like I used to say all the time, it's like a family reunion. You don't get to see them all the time, but like when you do, it's like, oh my God, how have you been? Fill me in on your life.
Exactly, exactly.
Your part, definitely. So we're gonna hop right in with who or what got you into wrestling.
Oh man, I've been watching this since I was a kid. I always wanted to do it, but I never knew where to go. So I've done modeling and acting before. I still do now. Um, so I moved back to New York, and I was doing some boxing at the time. I was still doing my modeling and acting. And one of the managers at the agency that I worked for in New York, she was a wrestler, and she first introduced me to a boxing promoter that helped me get a couple fights. So I went out there and I did my first fight, and the guy won by 1 point. They gave it to him by a decision. And after that, a lot of the fighters that were in the area didn't want to fight me because of how good I was. And so, yeah, like literally, they had no idea why the guy won because I really just beat his face in, and he looked horrible after the fight. Um, and she was like, "What do you think about wrestling?" And I was like, "I love wrestling. Like that is the sport to do." And she was like, "Well, you want to come and train and give it a shot?" I was like, "Absolutely." So we um we met up in Brooklyn. We drove took the train, and then we took the PATH train to New Jersey, and I went over to Union, New Jersey, and started training out there for Ace Pro Wrestling. And then did two shows out there in New Jersey, and then when I moved back to North Carolina, I did a couple shows here and there, and then I met CW Anderson, and CW started training me some more, and then now here I am, Mr. Everything.
Oh, definitely. And like I've seen you wrestle so like it feels like my entire wrestling journey, I've seen you wrestle except that period that you were just gone. I had no idea. I was so young, I didn't even have social media, and then I found you on social media. I was like, I see, I knew him. I knew him from somewhere. I was like, I knew. But no, yeah, so that's cool. I mean, with me, I started watching wrestling when I was like 4 or 5, like WWE. And I was like, okay, this is cool, but like the indies are definitely my favorite over like WWE, AEW, any of that. Because like you with the indies, you actually get to like get a bond with the wrestlers and like you get to get close with them. Like,
Absolutely.
with WWE ain't gonna be like, hey Roman Reigns, how you been? I know like you don't get that.
Exactly. Exactly. It's like,
Definitely.
hey kid, you want an autograph? Or you sign an autograph and then you move on. Like there's no real deep connection with the wrestlers. Exactly.
Like maybe get a quick ass picture, be like he's not even paying attention, be like that's about it. But that you get back and forth conversation, you get to see them like progress. So yeah, it's the neither.
Absolutely.
So my dad's in the chat, always hyping up whoever I have on. So he hyping you up.
Hey, what's going on, Dad? How you doing?
You know, you gotta. I think we kind of talked on last time when we were at XW about coming back to PPW. Is that still in the charts?
It's still in the works. I've been talking to the booker for that company, so we're trying to negotiate some things and maybe bring me back out there as soon as possible. But I do have an announcement. I will be back at AXW next Saturday in Hamburg, Pennsylvania. So you can expect to see me out there getting busy doing the Mr. Everything thing out there for the AXW Summer Showdown. I believe was the name of the show. So
Yep,
I'm excited to come back out there and show the people of Pennsylvania what I got.
definitely. And Liz, this is just the beginning, y'all. He gonna come back like he never left. I mean, I don't think he ever stopped wrestling, but he like to me, I just at that point I was like 8. I had no social media. I had no way of telling what happened to him. So this is like his regrowth for me. You gonna see him wrestle everywhere.
Absolutely, absolutely. And I did actually have an opportunity, well, not an opportunity, but I did have to leave wrestling for a little bit at one point. I had a neck injury probably about a year and a half ago, maybe 2 years ago. It was a herniated disc in the C3, C4 region of my neck, which was pressed against my spine, and they were saying that I had the possibility of being paralyzed from the neck
But
down. And
that didn't happen.
it was the most craziest thing I ever heard. And it happened during a wrestling match. It wasn't like nothing crazy. It was just a freak accident. It's
Yeah.
something that we do all the time. And I told the doctor, I was like, yeah, that's not gonna happen. Like, yeah, I won't be paralyzed. So what I did was I actually told my body what to do. And I told my body to heal itself. And I sat down and didn't do anything for about 8 months. And then when that time came and I listened to my chiropractor and listened to my physical therapist, I was back 2 times stronger than I was before. And I have not stopped since.
So like at that moment, your body was like, yeah, I think this is it. We're done wrestling. But your mindset was like, nah, you guys are gonna continue working because I ain't done yet.
Exactly,
Amazing.
exactly. I got at least 90 to 100 more years to go.
I mean, okay. Well, I was gonna ask, like at that moment, was you like, I think like, did it change your mindset on wrestling? Like, did it make you think twice about continue wrestling? But you basically said, nah. I'm like, I'm not done yet. I'm gonna keep going.
Exactly. And I asked the doctor, I said, okay, so what are my options? And he was like, well, we can do surgery, which may have a potential of making you paralyzed from the neck down, or you can do nothing and we can see what happens. And I said, what if I go and wrestle again? He said, you could potentially paralyze yourself. I said, so if you guys are going to paralyze me, and if wrestling could paralyze me, then I'm going to go wrestle one more time, take my chances and see what happens.
Right? At this point,
But
who cares?
yeah, exactly. But I was very happy and blessed to have the third option to be able to just rest, let my body heal itself, and come back twice as strong as I was before.
Definitely, definitely. So if people don't know, are you more of a baby face or a heel?
I am more of honestly a tweener. I can be the guy that gets the crowd to cheer for me. I can be the guy that gets the crowd to boo for me. Here's the thing. No one's actually 100% evil and 100% good. You look at the comic books, Superman has some type of evil in him. Batman has some type of evil in him. It's all in the mentality. So my thing is, if I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna let the crowd dictate what they want me to be at that moment. If they want me to be a super baby face and they want to cheer for me, I give it to them. They want to go out there and they want to boo me, I give it to them. So my mentality is I'm gonna stay right in between and make it easy for everybody.
I mean, I think that applies to everyone, but I know it doesn't apply to me because I say it all the time. I cannot see myself as a heel. Like, I will feel so bad being a heel, be like telling a little kid to shut up, be like, I'm so sorry. Let me give you $1,000. I'm so sorry. So I think me, I'm strictly just a baby face because I can't do it. But you, I think you only look like a baby face. So to see you heel, it would be hilarious. I'll be like, nah, this
It
man
is.
ain't even, he's not like that. Get out of here.
Oh, trust me, a lot of guys that see me do my heel work, they're like, "Yeah, I don't want to fight you, man. I don't want to ever get in the ring with you." I'm like, "Why?" Yeah, I can't deal with heel Victor. I like babyface Victor. I love even Bob Evans. Bob Evans is one of my biggest supporters and mentors in the professional wrestling business. And he's told me when I was in Colorado before, he said, "Yeah, I can't do heel Victor." He said, "You're good at it and you're very vicious, but you're just so lovable. Like I just love you. I just want to come and get a hug from you." So he
Right.
likes when I'm doing my babyface work. But we'll see what happens on ASW. See which way the fans want me to go.
Right? Who knows, guys? I don't know. That was how I feel about Sean Carr. Sean Carr, who also used to wrestle at PPW, like at the same time as Mr. Everything, he came out, so I sponsored him at the last AXW show, and I knew he was a heel, but like I was not expecting him when he like I talked to him before his match. He comes out, I'm like, yeah, and he's like, shut up. I was like, hey. I get you a heel, but I just sponsored your ass. You can be a little nice, but I get it. I get it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Like, the grasp of him as a heel, it works. But I guess
Yeah.
some people have the face, and he definitely does. Like just a punchable one to be like, yeah, he's a heel. But
Yeah, absolutely.
so, what would you say is like your favorite thing about wrestling?
The connections. I mean, look at our connection, right? I mean, we met several years ago, and we reconnected at ASW, and it feels so good. And it's just the mentality of
Yeah.
um making connections with people and making them feel good, making them forget about things that are going on in their life. One of the biggest things that I tell people all the time, I spoke to Ron Simmons about it a couple of weeks ago, is that professional wrestling is that sport that connects the world together. Look at WWE when they do the USO shows and they do the tribute to the troops, and they go out there. They actually did a show out there in Saudi Arabia in the middle of a war, and there was no shooting going on. It was a full ceasefire. They were all out there enjoying the show, and it was like, today we're going to enjoy this show, but tomorrow we're going to go back to shooting each other. And it's just, it's the craziest thing. And I just feel
Not
like
even kidding.
if we just put on wrestling shows for the rest of time, everywhere we can, I think we won't have reasons to have a war because everybody be like, yo, I don't like you today, but I'm going to cheer this guy with you because I like this guy. I like Victor Andrews. Or I'm going to talk trash to you on social media because you like Victor Andrews and I don't. I think the professional wrestling can change the world, and it does in a sense. When
Yeah.
people come to the shows, whatever they bad day they're having, they forget about it. And even the wrestlers, we can have an extremely bad day or extremely bad week, but man, we get in that ring and we feel the raw of the crowd and the energy. It changes everything.
You just took the words right out of my mouth. I was literally just gonna say it doesn't matter if you're having a bad day or a bad week. You go to wrestling, it's gonna change. But there you go.
Absolutely, absolutely,
Right? It'll be like, you know what? I hate you, but today we're gonna be friends just because.
exactly.
But then tomorrow after the show, we're gonna continue hating each other. We ain't gotta be friends.
Eh, exactly. I mean, look at all the types of races, religions, creeds, genders. All of it. They all come in. They see each other in the line and like, man, look at this guy. I don't like this guy. I don't like her. And oh, he smells bad. But the minute you get in that arena and the music starts playing, the light starts going, like, yeah, high five, buddy. Yeah, I love you. You're my friend. And then they get outside and like, ugh, you.
Be like, oh my god, I just had that like occurrence with someone like 2 weeks ago. I was like, you know what? We're gonna be friends today. And like now thinking back, I'm like, did I really do that? I'm like, they don't watch the podcast, but I'm like, did I really do that? Like, what was I thinking? Like they say laughter is the best medicine. Nah, I think wrestling's the best medicine.
Wrestling is definitely the best medicine. Absolutely.
Definitely. So I know you have two daughters, right? Or three? Two or one?
I have two daughters and a son.
Okay. So I don't think are any of them like kind of is like are they okay? Is wrestling their thing or they're not like they're like prefer to be fans of dad?
My daughters do not like wrestling at all. My son, he loves it. He is my manager. He is suspended from wrestling at the moment, but he has managed me. He works shows. He gets paid. He gets bookings. In fact, a lot of guys say he's more over than I am, but I'm the star, daggone it. I want everybody to know that I'm the star. He's sitting right over there, so don't tell him that I'm sitting there. He can't hear me because he's playing the video game.
Oh yes, I can.
Oh, he can hear me. Oh my gosh.
He's like,
I
I hear
think
you
this is,
talking smack.
I think
Just
this is
know
I'm
happening.
better
you
than you.
done.
I'm better than you. I'm better than you.
And this is
Don't forget that. I'm better than you.
this is
I'm
superstar
better than
Ron.
you.
Yes, you're better than me. Thank you.
You tell
I
him. You're
love
the
you.
next generation.
And
Generation guy.
it's crazy because I see a lot of wrestlers that are like, second, third, fourth generation wrestlers. I'm pretty much about to start my own generational wrestling family, being first generation, and my son following in my footsteps, and he loves it. He loves my oldest daughter. She's a gymnast, and she used to love it when she was younger. But it's like the old story that goes is daddy's always gone. He's always got to travel. He's always wrestling. He's missing this. He's missing that. Daughters take it harder than sons do because they're like, I'm daddy's girl. Daddy's supposed to be here. Um, and so seeing that happen with my daughters, I was like, you know what? I don't want that to happen with my son. So I'm going to try my best to do something different. So once he showed interest in professional wrestling, I was like, you know what? I'm not going to train you because I don't want you to tear up your body before you can actually get started doing it. You know, and he actually learned how to be a manager by himself. He would watch videos, he would study different things. He would watch guys like Ricochet, Sami Zayn, Kevin Owens, different wrestlers on the mainstream TV, and learn different movesets from them, doing stuff that I can't even do. Like he would do a standing shooting star press, a moonsault off the second row. And I'm like, where'd you learn that? He said, oh, I saw it on the video.
He'll just be in
And
the office. I'd be like, hold on, I'm just practicing. I'm just practicing.
yeah, exactly. And like he practices his promos and everything that he does makes me elevate to be able to do better because I'm competitive. I don't want
I
to be better. I know you can hear me. I know you're better than me. It's good. You're okay.
honestly like, yeah, he's better than me. And so you're like, we got trained by I just gotta get trained by your son because I still love wrestling, but I don't think me being a wrestler because I don't want to got my body. I give you guys kudos, but I want to be a manager. I want to yell at people like, get your ass moving. What are you doing laying there? So forget, guys. I'm not even training with like any older person. I'm training with Victor Andrews' son because he got the pointers. He only like how old is he? Like 10?
He's only 7.
7, bro.
He's
I'm sorry. I gotta get some training by this little man.
he's been in the business for 4 years now. Actually, this year would be 5.
Damn, look at bro.
Yeah,
Here,
he's getting ready. He's getting ready to turn 8 next month. He has wrestling gear, professional wrestling gear, everything. Yeah, he has it all together. His whole package.
bro. All he needs is his education, and then he good. He don't even
Ab-
worry. You don't gotta go to college.
Absolutely.
You gotta do what you
Ain't
gotta
gonna do nothing. Listen, I'm ready to sit down, and he's gonna be my reason to sit down. He's gonna take care of daddy.
So like the day you retire is the day he'll be like, he'll be wrestling every weekend. He'll be like, sorry, Dad,
Like,
they ain't got room for you.
don't worry about it, daddy. Don't even worry about it. I got you. Don't even worry about it.
Be like, don't even. I got you. I'll cover all your retirement funds. Don't worry, I got you.
Exactly.
No, but that's good. I mean, wrestling ain't for everyone, but since he already got started, he got a whole pack behind him now. They're gonna be like, he's stuck in wrestling now. Get him involved.
Yeah. And it's crazy because every time I go to a show, all the guys are like, "Hey man, what's Superstar Rome? Where's Rome?" I'm like, "Hi, how you doing? I'm here too. I'm doing good. I'm feeling good." They're like, "Oh yeah, Vic, how you doing?" But where's Superstar Rome? I'm like, you know what? Get away from me. Get away from me before I ask, can we have a match? I'm like, okay, man, chill. I mean, we're not trying to do all that. I'm sorry. I was like, how you been? Like, They get real apologetic when I say, "Okay, me and you in the match." Like, no, 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 no. My neck hurt. Like, yeah, ain't nothing wrong with your neck.
No, that's how it be. Like I've been in the indies since I was like 5 or 6, and now being 16. So I've been like a fan, and now I'm like getting more involved obviously as I get older. And like my dad, he's my manager for this. Like he my hype man, he everything. So when we walk in the show, they'd be like, "Oh my god, hi Brandon, how you been?" I'm like, "I'm here too. Like I know I'm short, but I'm not that short." Like, come on now. I'm like, so what? You can see me
Absolutely.
through anybody. So I don't even want to hear that. No, but that's cool. So you said he has his own gear. Obviously, you come up with your own gear. How does like the process of getting your own gear? Like, you just sketch something up and be like, "That's what I want," or is it like a thought process?
For me, it's more so of a thought process, and it's always geared around whatever I'm into at the moment. Like we have gear, that was motivated by Power Rangers, and then we have gear that was motivated by, oh man, what is the name of the guy from the Flash? He's the one with all white. Oh man, I can't think of his name. But it's one of the villains from the Flash. He motivated that one. I'm getting ready to get us some gear made motivated by the Iron Man. So we're gonna get something like that, and actually has Mach 1 on mine and Mach 2 on his. So it all depends on what I'm looking at the moment and what's gonna motivate me to say, you know what, this is what I want to
No, yeah, that's cool.
do.
I
Yeah,
like seeing the process, like how they get their mindset for like before the match, like what's going through their mind after the match, or like watching matches back. So like doing the podcast, I get to get into their minds and see. So it's cool.
yeah. I think the
Well,
next set of gear is gonna be like Transformers.
okay, okay. We see. Y'all just gotta follow him and see like what happens. So if WWE, obviously you've been on like every show, you wrestled everywhere. But if WWE and AEW like they called you at the exact same time and they both offered you to be on the roster full time, which one would you take?
I'm taking the one that's really gonna take care of me. That's my mindset. Whichever one is going to take care of me the best, because I do have kids, and I do need to make sure that they're taken care of, and any bills that I need to be taken care of, any type of health insurance, health coverage. Which I'm a military veteran, so I don't really need much health coverage, but I want to make sure that in my contract, my family is taken care of.
Yeah.
In the event that something happens to me, any money, any proceeds, anything that happens with merchandise, likeness, videos, anything that can go to my kids. So whoever takes care of me the best is the one I'm gonna go
Be like, I got 3 kids, but whichever one treats me the best, that's gonna be the one. And they
with.
gotta
You remember
survive.
when Heath Slater used to say, "Look, I got kids." Yeah, I got kids.
Quite literally. Definitely. Okay, so do you have a dream venue or like a dream like place that you'd wish to wrestle in before you like call it quits?
Oh man, uh, all over the world. I would love to do Japan. I would love to do the UK. I'll wrestle on the moon if you put a ring up there. But I want to say my biggest dream venue, because I'm from Brooklyn, has to be Madison Square Garden.
I know it.
I would love to wrestle at least once, or even stand in the ring during a show in Madison Square Garden. That would just like, um that
That's
would be a pinnacle for my career. One of the biggest things, and I told my godmother this years ago. Um, so in Brooklyn, a lot of the pizza shops and barber shops have pictures of like athletes, and it's mostly boxers.
yeah.
I'm trying to get as big enough to where if I walk into a pizza shop, my picture is sitting on the wall next to a Mike Tyson or Muhammad Ali or George Foreman or Evander Holyfield or Martin Luther King or anybody that's been
Yeah.
iconic in the history of the United States. I want my picture sitting next to them. People be like, yo, that's Mr. Everything. Let me tell you stories about that guy, like what he's done and what he's capable of doing, and you know he might be like, even if I'm not even on the planet anymore and I'm deceased, like hey man, he might be dead today, but he's
He
missing
won.
everything. He might come back.
He gonna haunt your ass if you say the wrong thing. And
Yeah, exactly.
20 years from now, I walk into a pizzeria. I'm like, oh my God, I know that man. Who is he? And they'll be like, oh my God, that's Mr. Everything, Victor Andrew. I'm like, oh my God, I knew him. And then I just put our picture right next to him. Be like, don't worry, I got him. Got you.
That'd be
I'll be,
dope.
I'm gonna get famous with you. Don't worry, because we a team now.
Absolutely.
Okay, so obviously after the injury, you were like, nah, I'm keep going. What motivates you to like wake up every day and choose wrestling and choose to keep going and not just call it quits?
It is what keeps me peaceful and what keeps my mind together. Truthfully, every time I step in the ring, every time I get ready to go to a show, I feel so much energy and so much peace because I just love doing it. I love it so much. I love the interaction I get. I love the raw, the crowd. I love the energy. I love the lights. I love the look on my son's face. I love the look on my daughter's faces. When they see me accomplish things that I want to do and things that like my dreams and um like seeing my daughter go out for her gymnastics competitions and she's so determined to be the best and seeing my other daughter go out for her soccer competitions and see my son, do all his drawings and go to shows with me and be so motivated to just be the best. Um, it's what pushes me to be the absolute best. And that's why I keep going.
Most definitely. And I mean, I feel that. Like, I haven't went to a wrestling show since last month, and I swear to God, I'd be having separation anxiety. I'd be like, guys, I can't. I'm so glad we have our show tomorrow because if we do not, I don't know what I would be doing with myself. I'll probably just sleep the day. I'll be like, no, guys, I need wrestling. I can't go like a month, a whole entire month without it. I'll be like, nah, not happening. I don't care if I'm not a wrestler, but like the vibe it just brings to everyone. Like the wrestlers,
Exactly.
they bring it, they spread joy to the fans, and like with me and like doing the podcast and doing like at shows I do like the tables and kids get to make free posters. So like that is like I need that interaction because like when I graduate next year, I'm gonna become a kindergarten teacher. So like that interaction now with kids prepares my mind. Like you gotta stay calm with them and like take it easy. So
Hmm.
wrestling ain't just wrestling; it teaches you a lot along the way. So it's my
It
favorite.
does, it does, and like I said, it connects people who naturally just won't connect with each other. Like you may see somebody in Walmart food line and walk right past them, but if you see somebody in Walmart food line with a wrestling shirt, it'll make you want to talk to
You be like, hey, I don't know you, but like, I think you should pick a different wrestling shirt because like Kevin Owens and or Sami Zayn, they just ain't it. You just go get like a Seth Rollins shirt or go get like a Uso shirt. Like, come on now, pick smart.
them. Exactly, exactly.
So, how do you feel about like storylines? Do you prefer those type of matches or like random ones you just get inserted in?
It all depends on what the company has for me, like what the idea is. I love storylines because Um, that's what professional wrestling is. It's stories. We're telling a story and we're getting people engaged and invested in what we're doing and what we're trying to get over. So storylines are always best. I don't mind doing okay, I'm going to appear here and do this match here and whatever, but I think storylines helps the product and helps the company and helps individuals and the talent a lot more than just a one-off pickup match and you disappear for a good amount of time.
No, yeah. And I mean, like, even if it is like just in wrestling, I think I also like the outside of it. Like, let's say there's a storyline like right now going on with Rembrandt and the Mecca from PPW. And like they feuding out. Rembrandt wants the title back because I love that man, and he knows I'm going to defend his ass. He got his title robbed from him. They gave it to some bald man whose veins stick out. Just saying. Point being, they have like that storyline in PPW right now, and then like outside of it, they're also posting like promos and like feuding back and forth. So like I like that, like especially on social media, that gets the crowd like, damn, I really gotta go to this show and see what's gonna happen. Like that's what happened yesterday. I seen Rembrandt's promo And like I watched it when I was half asleep like a couple days ago. And like I watched it back yesterday on the podcast. And he was like, if I win, we're gonna have a party. It's gonna be the fans, Harley. And I was like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. No. So like I like the whole storyline thing too. Like sometimes random matches, okay, I feel it, but like storylines get the crowd wanting to come back every single month. And that's why like I got separation anxiety. Cause
Absolutely.
storyline. Definitely. So, is there anything you do before you come out the curtain?
Yes. What I actually do is before I actually get ready for my match, I sometimes have cookies and milk.
Okay, interesting. Interesting.
And it all depends on who I'm wrestling. A lot of the guys don't like when I do it. Milk actually gives me more energy. Like it increases my energy. You ever watch Dragon Ball Z when they would eat a sensu bean? That's what milk is for me. A whole sensu bean. I would have so much extra energy, and a lot of the guys were like, "Okay, don't give that man any more milk because I can't keep up. He's way too fast. He's going too long." I thought this was going to be a 5 to 7 minute match. We're in here for like 25 minutes, and I'm about to die.
You just need to stop.
So,
I will lose.
yeah, and they're like, he's still going. He just won't stop. So a lot of times the guys get upset, like, man, just don't drink no milk. Like whatever it is I did wrong, I'm sorry. I didn't mean it.
Like I
So
know
that's
that
one of my
problem.
yeah, that's one of my rituals is to have me some cookies and milk and yeah, and then go out there and get busy.
That's like the first time I ever heard it. But hey, I dig it. You do what you do. I mean, let's talk. Let's talk cookies for a second. Is it like Oreos or is it like Chips Ahoy?
Yes, Oreos. Right now, my body is like I'm like a robot. Is whatever I've been eating for the longest is what I'm gonna have. I'm programmed to eat Oreos. I'm programmed to eat a certain kind of cereal, certain kind of foods and stuff like that. Like I'm legit an android on planet Earth.
Okay, okay, guys. I think I'm gonna do that when before if I ever become a manager or anything, I'll be like, don't mind me. I'm just eating cookies and milk. Ask Mister Everything because he's the one who started the trend. And then your son go, don't worry about it, guys. We just mind your business. We eating some cookies. We pulling us.
Exactly.
We just eating it. You gotta do what you gotta do. Gives us energy.
Exactly.
Different, but I like it. Okay. So how do you feel about like hardcore like death match kind of like weapons, push pins, all that nasty stuff?
It has its place for certain individuals. People like what they like. Not for me though. I really cannot see myself doing any type of death match, hardcore. Getting cut up and bleeding all over the place like that. Yeah, I got kids. I can't see my kids watching me bleeding all over the place and being worried. So, and that's nothing against the guys who do have kids and do it, but it's just not for me. I mean, there's an audience for it. God bless them, but for me, nah, I'm not into that.
No, like yeah, I get it. Like so it's for some wrestlers, some others like they just don't handle it well. I mean, every other like if it's one match every other month or like one death match in like 2 months, I'm okay with that. But we don't need someone bleeding every single month. There was a time, there was a wrestler, it was a hardcore match. I dig it. Okay, it's interesting, it's cool, but do not stand by me if you bleeding because this wrestler was saying it like right in front of me. I'm like, if you drip one little bit of blood on me, I will never step foot in a wrestling building again. I will bitch slap you so hard, like all respect, but you ain't gonna bleed on me. Like you do what you want to do. Like
Exactly.
my uncle, he's a wrestler. His in-ring name is Lucius Crow. So like he does like crazy ass matches all the time. Like not death matches, but like he be doing crazy flips, dealing with big guys. I'm like, if you bleed, don't you come near me, bro. I will smack you. So like you said, it's for some people, but I don't think it's for everyone.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
stay on the other side of the room if you bleeding. I'll get you help, but don't come to me because I ain't a doctor.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly.
So that's cool. So how do you feel about like intergender wrestling?
Again, another one of those is the audience for it. I can't really see myself doing many. I've done one. And that was for a tryout match for NXT. Steve Corino put on a seminar. And he did like little tryouts and um, character reviews. And there was a woman. She's a phenomenal wrestler, Karen Bam Bam, um, up in the North area. And she didn't have anybody to work a match with, so I got in the ring with her, worked the match, and we had amazing fun. She's spectacular talent, and this is like very early in her career, so now she's blown up so big. So um, I can do them. Do I really desire to do them? No, not really, because I just don't see man versus woman, really making sense to me. Um, and that's nothing against anybody that do it.
Yeah.
Trust me, it's always an audience for whatever you do. Um, if someone came to me and said, "Hey, I want to put you in a match with a woman," I'd do it, but I would do it in a most smart way where it doesn't make me look bad and doesn't make her look bad. I always want to make sure that everybody looks good in what they're doing, and just putting on a good product. So, and in general matches, yeah, Victor Andrews can do it, but I'm not jumping at the first grasp of saying, yeah, give me that match. No, I'm not doing
I get it. I mean, like, and that's probably why, like, WWE and, like, AEW, they don't do many, like, intergender matches because, like, there's a fan base so big for them. So, like, they see one thing wrong, it's going to be, like, such a controversial thing. And then they'll have to be like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. And, like, you don't even need that. Like, oh my God, a man hit a woman.
Yeah.
Like, that's why it's big in the indies because nobody's gonna be like, oh my God. They ain't gonna make it a big deal. It's gonna be like, okay, they had a match. That's it. Like at AXW, we got Izzy McCoy. I will see her against anyone. She badass. Like, but
Yeah,
she
exactly.
went out of the Royal Rumble thing that they had just the last month. I was like, girl, you do you, but you lift men over the top rope. Okay, I see you. I ain't gonna get on your bad side.
Exactly.
It's another thing. It's for some people, but not everyone. Okay. So, do you think retiring and calling it quits is going to be like a mindset thing, or is it going to be like an age thing, or an injury thing?
Oh man, that's a really good question. I really, never really thought about it because I don't really see myself retiring at any point. I think it's gonna be more so of an injury for me. I
Yeah.
think it's gonna be to a point where my body just can't do it anymore. But again, I have that mindset that where I'm gonna tell my body exactly what we can and can't do. I'm not just gonna let it dictate. Like they always say, listen to your body, but excuse me.
Not you. You boss your body. Be like, biatch. We keep
Yeah, like
going.
I'm in full control of my body, so I think um I think it'll be more so you know what, let me just step out the way and let my son take over.
Yeah.
I think that'll be the moment that I retire is when I actually see that he's out there getting busy doing his thing and I say, you know what, let me step aside, let me have his time, his shine, his spotlight, and let daddy just kind of stay in the background and I'm here for whatever he may be.
Yeah. So let's hope no injuries, knock on wood. So you just gonna be like 100, like Ric Flair style, just going down with your little walker, be like, hold on, guys, I'll get in the ring in like 10 minutes. Just give me a minute to actually get there. That kind of
I'm
like,
I'm going to be the wrestler that looks like this, what I look like right now. Wrestling guys that's walking down the ring to the ring with a walker, and I'm like, come on, guys, like, do you drink? You see, you should have
I
drunk your
drink
milk a long
milk.
time ago.
Start it now. You're like, son, you gotta come out just randomly midnight. Go ahead, eat some cookies, drink your milk, just so you have the power.
Exactly,
You gotta start now.
exactly,
They say vegetables do it. Nah, guys, it's milk. Milk gives you muscle.
exactly. And I've been doing it for 14 years. This coming September, I'm 41 years old, and I move like anybody that's like in their
I mean,
20s.
kudos to you because you do not look your age. I thought you were like 30 something. But we're gonna stick with 30, guys. He's 30. He's 30. Don't worry. He's 30.
Yeah, I'm 30. I'm 30. Yeah.
He's only 30. 35 the latest, but that's about it.
Exactly.
Older. It's okay. Just make yourself younger. It's fine.
Exactly.
Okay. So, do you have merch? And if so, where can people purchase it?
I do have merch. I have some on Pro Wrestling Tees. So if you go to prowrestlingtees.com and look up Victor Andrews, I do have some merch up there. However, I just purchased my own heat press machine, so I'm going to be doing my own merchandise pretty soon.
Oh,
And I'm going to have it on my website. You can go to my website, www.rooseveltconyers.llc.com. That's www.rooseveltconyers.llc.com. And once I start getting my merchandise up there and put it up there, you guys can purchase it. But if you really want a shirt right now, if you really want a shirt right now, contact me on my Instagram, Roosevelt Conyers LLC, and I will print up a shirt and send it to you, and you can go from there.
and the easiest way, guys, to do that, because that's a lot to remember, just click down below because his Instagram is linked in the little description box. So that's the easy way. Click that and just go from there. But I gotta say, if you start to make your own merch, something that I want to start seeing more is like, because a lot of female wrestlers wear them, leggings and crop tops. Like they can even have the hood. I feel that. Like AXW made their poster, like, what type of merch do you want to see? I want to see leggings and like crop tops because we don't see that. We see t-shirts, hats, hoodies. Switch it up. Get some leggings. Like have your little like name on the like pant leg. Different.
Yeah, that's a great idea, and and you get credit for
You're right now. Because us females, we don't like we feel the sweatpants, like some wrestlers have it, but we would like leggings and like we can have a full outfit like Victor Andrews. At the top will say Mr. Everything on the leg, it'll just say Victor Andrews. There you go. We got a whole outfit.
it. Exactly,
All right.
exactly. You know what? That's exactly what I'm gonna do.
I gave you credit. Where that goes, it says turn up. Y'all already know. I don't
Absolutely, Dad.
do what you gotta do. So you said where they can find your merch, where they can find you on social media. So like what are there any upcoming shows that you will actually be at other than AXW? Because we already know I talk about that all the time.
Yes, I'm going to be at MAX tomorrow in Nashville, North Carolina. And of course, AXW June 24th. I'm going to Elite Pro Wrestling Alliance in West Virginia on June 23rd. And in June 30th, I think I'm off that weekend. But July 1st, I'll be in Charlotte, North Carolina for SEC, defending my SEC Heavyweight Championship against George South. July 4th, I will be at UPWA Wrestling in Wilmington, North Carolina. And July 8th, I'll be in UPWA in Wilmington, North Carolina. So I got a
I
lot of shows coming up. I'm always busy. I'm always moving, always grooving, always shaking, always putting boosts to faces everywhere I go.
drinking lots of milk. I feel it.
Drinking all the milk.
And hopefully in July we see you at PPW because you already know, like we need some like old familiar faces in there. Like we got the newer kudos to them. But like I want to see like some of the old wrestlers come back, like Sean Carr, you, Keikoa, like all of those that
Yeah,
started with PPW. They just need to make it doesn't matter if it's just for a month. Come back and tell these like little starters like I respect you, but I'm gonna beat you. That's about it.
right. Exactly. Exactly.
Clearly don't drink enough milk. Be like, let me teach you a lesson about drinking milk. Get your muscles up. Start drinking it. Come on now.
Exactly. Hey, PPW, if you listening right now, we done spoke. Let's do a show. Old school versus new school. The originals of PPW versus the new guys of PPW. And let's see who comes out on top.
Most definitely. I feel that. Be like, I'm just gonna say that all day tomorrow. Be like, have you drank your milk? They're gonna be like, what are you talking about her? I'm like, don't worry about it. Just drink your milk.
Exactly.
But that's all for me. So guys, please, please, please give him a follow on social media. Buy his merch. Spend your money wisely. Or don't. I don't really care. Spend it foolishly. That's okay with me too, because that's what I do. But thank you so much for coming on. It was so great reconnecting with you after like 4 years, maybe 3 years. But
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
great. But you all have a great night. Bye.
All right.